Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lesser Saints of Discord, your one and only pre-show to the YouTube Saints. Don't really have much going on. We skipped last week because reasons.
You're just
few
not going to
things.
explain them.
Yeah. A few things I want to update. I don't think I made it clear that I am not actually selling Billy the Fridge's phone number. It was a joke. Okay. A few people got pissed off at me for that one. Making that clear now. I'm not actually doing it.
Anymore.
So, Rimshee, what do we have for Discord news this week?
Well, last weekend we went through the purge, so all gaming channels were gone through, or all gaming lists were gone through, and anything with one person in it or less has been removed. Pardon me, sorry, has been removed from the list, and anyone with only one in it was listed in a specific list so that we can keep track of that. If you want a game added, be vocal, talk to myself, or get a hold of Gator. Any other mod will be able to help you too. The difference is I'm the most direct link since I know the system the best. But like I said, any mod can at least help you out a bit. Right now, the closest games that we have to being added to the list are Super Smash Bros. 4 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Another update with that. I got a desktop. I can play Tabletop Simulator with you guys now.
Add yourself to that game if you haven't already.
I did.
Good.
Sweet. I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's everything as far as the new or the updates for everything here.
Yeah. So, let's just jump into it.
Yeah, let's head over there, and we have a special guest from the start today. That would be Bar.
Hello, everyone. I'm back on the show. Clearly, they're really desperate for another guest.
Maybe.
Nah, just kidding. It's my streak now from the Saints midweek to the preseason. I'm becoming a fixture.
That's one way of putting it.
But it's always good to be here with you guys.
We're just using your voice so people will actually watch.
Yeah, that's gonna get behind.
It's exploitation. Don't get ahead of yourself there, Bar.
I know. Nick was trying to do the same thing. I told him we need to put a pay gate behind that. Yeah. Then I'm gonna start doing my ASMR.
Oh yeah.
Reading.
Coming this December, Bar's ASMR channel.
One man, one desire.
Well, you wouldn't do it for the midweek, but maybe you'll do it now. Are you willing to read the ingredients list for Vicks Vapor Rub?
Nah, come on. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for the Saints first. Come on, guys. Tell you what, though, you'll be my second shilling show right after that.
Cool. Sounds good. I'm gonna hold you to that. If I see you on any other live streams, reading off ingredients before you out in here,
I'll be in trouble. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so I will pull up our first article, and it's about Apple.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So did you know that large phones are sexist, guys?
Yep.
Yep. By the same logic, they're also anti-Trump.
Trump and his tiny little hands.
Nah, you're gonna confuse the liberals.
No, it's not the liberals. The liberals at least have somewhat of a brain. It's the progressives that you're going to confuse.
The progressives. Fair enough.
It'll also confuse the shit out of the alt-right. But, hey, who said you can't kill two birds with one stone?
Exactly.
How long until, like, some alt-right tech guy just makes a giant phone? like tablet size.
Come on, Elon Musk.
Actually, no. Actually, there's a couple of models out there. Like,
they're called phablets.
Phablets, yeah.
Yeah, like the Galaxy Note.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can go bigger than that. Like, there's like literally just monstrous ones. I don't think anyone's actually buying them.
Okay.
So, go on.
All right, so let's actually read this article.
Yeah.
Apple's bigger screen iPhones are slammed for being sexist. When Apple released its iPhone XS line, with screens that range from 5.8 inches to 6.5 inches, they became the company's largest phones yet. But women who say the device is too large for the average female hand.
That's what she said.
Oh, sorry, I skipped a line. But the big screens have triggered a backlash from women who say the device is too large for the average female hand.
You know, it almost worked as a sentence.
Yeah. Here's my advice to those women. Buy a different phone.
Get larger hands.
iPhones aren't that great. iPhones aren't... Yeah, get larger hands.
That goes for Trump,
Get a hand transplant with your boyfriend or husband or some homeless guy on the street. I don't know. Yeah. Women like me with small hands who need the most secure phone for safety reasons are stuck with something they can't hold and constantly risk dropping. Tweeted sociology professor.
Is it bad?
Tufeki? What the fuck?
Is it bad that the image? Is it bad that the image that keeps popping into my mind is that one scene from Deadpool?
Oh, Rimshee.
I wonder what it'd be like to jerk off with this. I bet it looks huge in this end. What's her face? Who teaches at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Some people like the bigger phones. Fine. Keep an alternative for the rest of us. You could buy from a different company. And honestly, Apple isn't that much more secure, especially since they sold backdoor programming to the government. So You know, that's willing to leak at any time because they purposefully put in a backdoor, so it's going to be found. But here's what you can do. Get an Android phone, and there's all sorts of different things you can get to make it super secure.
Not only that, I mean, like manufacturers like Samsung usually offer for their products like the larger and smaller variants to their flagship products. I'm surprised that Apple of all people with their like supposed merchandising savvy haven't thought of that.
Well, we're talking about a company that lost its relevancy after Steve Jobs passed away. Everything since then has been just kind of like, it's innovation, quote unquote, when in reality it's just we're doing stuff. At least when Steve Jobs was in charge, they did innovate certain things, but even what they didn't innovate, they did better than anyone else. So there was a reason to have an iPhone.
So what you're saying is cancer evolves, Apple doesn't.
Yeah.
You're also talking about a company that got rid of a headphone jack on a phone.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not thinking too much. And I work for a company that sells phone skins for Samsung.
Well, here's the other thing. Not only did
there's a large variety.
Not only did they get rid of the headphone jack, but they didn't have the brilliant idea of also making it a waterproof phone or a water-resistant phone and having that be part of the advertising.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, we're getting rid of it.
Water.
It's the same as the last one, but now you have to buy more accessories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, this next line is gold. I can't grow my hands any bigger. Another annoyed fan tweeted, please make a smaller iPhone. Just buy a different phone. iPhones are garbage. British journalist Carolyn Criado Perez told The Telegraph she suffered from a repetitive strain injury after using an iPhone 6, which has a 4.7-inch widescreen. Get the fuck off your phone. Because it was too large for her grip. But her symptoms went away when she switched to the budget-friendly iPhone SE, which has a 4-inch screen.
Okay, I want to get I want to get a tape measure and measure this shit.
Yeah. And, like, Samsung literally sells a phone that's 3 inches wide and probably about 4 to 6 inches tall.
Haven't you ever heard of pop sockets? That's
pop
another
sockets?
thing. Yeah, pop sockets.
Sounds... Oh, yeah. The little thing that attaches to the back so you can hold your phone more easily.
Yeah, that was big a couple of years ago.
They're still pretty big. I know tons of people that have them.
Miss Rimshee has one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I pulled out the the slide caliper. I've got a 5.5-inch screen. But the phone is a little over 6 inches tall and just about 3 inches wide. I can hold it perfectly, and I've got very tiny hands. Jables can
verify. Oh my!
It makes it look huge.
Yeah, my dick looked huge that weekend.
Don't lie, it was your hand around mine.
It was both. Jeez, now I lost my place. Apple announced it will be discontinuing the iPhone SE, further angering customers. I have to make a choice between making an upgrade to the only phone that fits my hand before they discontinue it. Soon there will be no iPhone that fits the average woman's hand size, even though the technology is 2 years out of date. Criado Perez said, no, you don't have to buy a fucking iPhone. Stop with this brand loyalty bullshit. Even if you get the smaller ones, Apple is really big on making it so that older shit isn't compatible with their new updates.
Oh, don't worry, but The next line, if they'll launch, will probably be small again. That's what
Yeah,
they do.
probably like
Here's
They
the thing.
flip flop all the time with that. So
Here's the thing with brand loyalty. I can understand it when the company has earned your loyalty. Like they make a product that is really fucking good, and it's something that through the years they've done their best. Now they may have made some missteps here or there, but for the most part they've done their best to do right by by the people who buy their products. Apple does not strike me as a company in that vein.
yeah. I have brand loyalty to a shoe brand S. It's just a ES. They've made the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, and they generally last anywhere from a year and a half to 2 years. Fucking good job, and they're not super expensive either. So they have earned my brand loyalty.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole thing. Something starts to fall behind your levels of satisfaction. Let it go. Move on.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. According to a 2015 study published in Australasian Pedagogy Conference, what the fuck? The average man's hand is 1 inch larger than a woman's. Okay. We have bigger dicks too, so what?
What kind of women have you been dating, Jables?
Sadly, no traps. Jess Phillips, the Labour MP for Birmingham Yardley, told The Telegraph, in so much design and technology development, the default standard is always that which suits a man. Companies have got to get better at recognizing that their idea of normal should account for all their customers. Or what they did is everybody watches YouTube videos and Netflix and shit on their phones now, so they made it a bigger screen so that you can better enjoy your videos and movies that you're watching.
Oh, not even. I would bet there's actually been some demographic studies, and most people are okay with the phone size. I probably even demanded it to be bigger.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people probably demanded it to be bigger. Here's what Apple can do. Provide a variety.
This.
Yeah. It's like... I love this idea that they're kind of hinting at that people... It was just a bunch of men sitting around in a boardroom just going...
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to know how we want to...
I gotta make women's lives miserable now.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck all those women buying our iPhones. We only want men to buy our iPhones. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, that's
That sounds about as reasonable as I can't think of much else that's not feminist dogma that would equate.
Here's another thing. Another annoyance for iPhone-loving ladies: Apple's phones are too large for women's pockets. An August 2018 survey by culture website The Pudding took a look at the 20 most popular denim brands in the United States, found that 60% of women's jeans can't fit an iPhone X, which is 6.8 inches. Hey, you know what else you can do? You can buy jeans with bigger pockets.
Packets.
And also, I mean, to be fair, most women's jeans, you can't even fit a matchbook inside.
You can't even fit a single match inside.
I've seen girls wearing jeans that the pockets were just a design. They weren't actually pockets.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen plenty of those.
Yeah. Don't buy that shit, ladies. Companies will change depending on what you buy. I don't want to hold all your shit because you don't have pockets. That's one thing.
Oh god, Y2K. Y2KNW. The pockets issue wouldn't be an issue if we hadn't made the mistake of letting them wear clothes. Rubs lobes.
Ferengi.
God damn it.
Oh, hey, my mom's in the chat.
Star Trek joke of all things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. The market adjusts based on what you buy.
Also, I thought women stuffed everything inside their purses anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Quit buying purses. Get clothes with bigger pockets. Quit stealing your boyfriend's sweatshirts. Like, buy your own goddamn sweatshirt. Alright. That article's pretty much done.
Yeah.
What do you mean, pretty much?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, jeez. It's how capitalism works, ladies. You buy stuff, they're going to sell more of that stuff. Don't complain about your shampoo because you're the one buying it.
Yeah, you know the
Okay.
difference between buying habits? A woman goes in and checks the ingredients. A man goes in and goes, what'll work for what I need it for? Body wash, shampoo. I'll just go with the fucking body wash.
Yeah.
And rub it on my hair.
I've
I don't
seen
care.
I've seen the 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, and body wash bottles.
I use shampoo, face wash, and body wash 3-in-1. So like I
Nice.
don't give a shit.
I've also seen a body wash that doubled as a shaving cream.
Yeah, I've seen that too. That was Gillette, wasn't it?
I think so. That one was weird.
Well, we could get onto a whole thing about
Oh.
The pink
the
tax.
supposed pink tax if we really wanted to, but maybe we should move on.
Okay, this is actually part of a new segment we might be doing every now and then. Controversial tweet of the week. It may come, it may go. Who knows? So Trump falsely claims nearly 30,000 Americans in Puerto Rico did not die. That's a bit inflammatory and not exactly what happened, but, you know. Jeez.
They didn't die. Didn't you hear?
They didn't die.
Nope.
They didn't die. Nearly 3,000 people died in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. President Donald Trump denied this reality as a hurricane barrels towards the Carolinas. 3,000 people did not die in the 2 hurricanes that hit Puerto Rico. When I left the island, after the storm had hit, they had anywhere from 6 to 18 deaths. As time went by, it did not go up by much. Then, a long time later, they started to report really large numbers, like 3,000. He said in a tweet Thursday morning, as Carolinians prepared to be pummeled by Hurricane Florence. Yeah, here's the thing, Trump. That's not how aftermath works. It affected a lot of people. They didn't have running water or electricity for a long time.
Yeah, but you can easily make the statement that this is ignorance. You could also make the statement that this is politicking. Both are accurate.
Yeah. Well, didn't he also, like, blame the Democrats?
Oh, he said it was the Democrats trying to make him look bad.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, wrong.
It's just the numbers, man. Just the numbers.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, there's enough wrong with what he says and what he does that you can just use that stuff. You don't have to make up stuff. This is something that you can legitimately make fun of him for.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is the first time on the show that I've, like, openly criticized Donald Trump. I'm not a fan. I just like to joke around and piss off a lot of people. So, yeah. Had to get that out there. I have to do that constantly. President Trump... Oh, wait, hold on. After Trump received backlash from both Republican and Democratic lawmakers over this false claim, White House spokesman Hogan Gidley released a statement Thursday that said, as the president said, every death from Hurricane Maria is a horror. Before, during, and after the 2 massive hurricanes, the president directed the entire administration to provide unprecedented support to Puerto Rico. Unprecedented? What? I think it was pretty think it was pretty needed. They're still a territory. You should help them
But the
out.
difference,
I mean,
when he
you
says
mean just don't
unprecedented,
without precedent that has never done before.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, it was as never done before. That's for sure.
That's one way of putting it.
I just remember that clip where he was just like tossing paper towels out of the crowd, just like Oprah. You get paper towels. You get paper towels. You get paper towels. President Trump was responding to the liberal media and the San Juan mayor, who sadly have tried to exploit the devastation by pushing out a constant stream of misinformation and false accusations, the statement read. Earlier this month, the island's governor formally raised the death toll from Hurricane Maria to an estimated 2,975 from 64, following a study conducted by researchers at the George Washington University. CNN's own reporting reflects similar numbers. The university study
shit, I forgot to scroll down.
accounted... Oh, jeez.
God damn it.
You got one job! CNN's own reporting, the university study accounted for Puerto Ricans who succumbed to the stifling heat and other after effects of the storm and had not been previously counted in official figures. Much of the U.S. territory was without power for weeks. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Seems a little weird that they're coming out with it so late, but, you know... Whatever. I'm not... Sometimes it takes a while to get the numbers together. How long ago was that? Was that hurricane? Was that last year?
It was, what, 2014?
No,
it wasn't that far back. What am I saying?
No, because Trump was president.
Yeah, it was what, last year? I think it was last year.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Fuck.
2014. Trump's just rolling around before he's even president. Doing all this shit.
Oh, come on. It's not like he didn't have the money back then to do stupid shit like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But he didn't. Casualties don't make a person look bad, so I have no reason to dispute these numbers, he said Thursday. It was devastating. It was a horrible storm. I toured the entire island. It's an isolated island that lost its infrastructure and power for a long time. You couldn't get to people for a long time, Ryan said. I have no reason to dispute those numbers, he added. Those are just the facts of what happened. Florida Governor Rick Scott, who is locked in a tight Senate race, also split from Trump. I disagree with POTUS. An independent study said thousands were lost, and Governor Rossello agreed. I've been to Puerto Rico 7 times and saw devastation firsthand. The loss of any life is tragic. The extent of lives lost as a result of Maria is heart-wrenching. I'll continue to help. PR. Should have just said Puerto Rico.
It sounds like public relations. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. I didn't even think of Puerto Rico. Although, to be fair, isn't that the issue? No one thought of Puerto Rico.
Hey. Yeah. I don't see why they don't just get Puerto Rico statehood at this point, honestly.
Well, actually, that I can answer a little bit. I don't know the exact specifics, but ultimately it comes down to them voting to be a state or not. There's enough people that want to be in Puerto Rico that want to be their own independent country that they haven't been able to get enough people to vote for statehood. And then on the other hand,
to clarify this as an outsider, so Puerto Rico counts as U.S. soil.
It does.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there's enough people to that want to become a state that they can't get a solid vote for leaving.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they're yeah.
So it's nothing it's nothing that we as the United States have done or have not done.
It's their own thing.
It's primarily on their part.
Yeah, they have a governor and everything, but the citizens aren't allowed to vote on a bunch of different things because they're just a territory. So it's kind of It's kind of messed up. Um,
Are they the only territory like this under the U.S.?
No, I think Guam is also a territory.
Hmm.
If I remember right. There might be another landmass that's also a U.S. territory. I could see Guam leaving U.S. realm of influence. I'm not sure I can see Puerto Rico doing so. I've met enough people in the U.S. military that were from Puerto Rico and were proud of being from Puerto Rico, but wanted to be U.S. Marines. Yeah.
Mm.
That I honestly think that they're more likely to go statehood than they are to go independent, but I don't think it's going to happen in the near future, or at least it's not very likely.
Yeah, so yeah, we have a few territories, 5 to be exact. There's American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Gotcha. Kind of reminds me of the situation we have with mainland Portugal and the 2 archipelagos, which are autonomous regions. Like we got our own little government and such, but we are still part of Portuguese territory.
I see. See, okay, I have a problem with CNN articles about Trump. They go on for fucking ever. Just don't stop. Just don't stop. Okay. Trump has consistently denied any fault for his administration in the aftermath of the storm. In fact, the president has instead sought praise for his handling of Hurricane Maria, saying earlier this week as an incredible unsung success. Ugh.
All right,
Get tongue-tied.
I'm just waiting for the feminists to pop up and be like, "Oh, me too! Maria's part of the Me Too movement."
But Maria fucked Puerto Rico.
Yes, but she was mishandled by Trump.
Well, there's something he didn't grab.
Oh man. Okay. Is the rest of this article seriously just bitching about Trump, though?
He's seeking praise. Trump administration officials admit fault. Trump also alleges partisan ploy.
I'll read that segment.
All right.
At least CNN is nice enough to split it up into different segments and give you little subtitles. In a second tweet Thursday, Trump cast blame on Democrats, who he said are trying to make him look bad. This was done by the Democrats in order to make me look as bad as possible when I was successfully raising billions of dollars to help rebuild Puerto Rico. If a person died for any reason, like old age, just add them onto the list. Bad politics. I love Puerto Rico, he wrote.
Shocker.
Okay. I'm sure. No, because he doesn't drink or do drugs. I was about to say,
it's all about the cocaine.
Well,
Well, he has to keep the other politicians on his side somehow.
He has been on some very, very suspicious, quote-unquote, diet pills throughout a lot of his life. I do know that. And by diet pills, I mean speed.
Well, don't make you thinner, so technically.
Yeah. The death toll study was commissioned by Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rosello, a member of Puerto Rico's New Progressive Party. It's cringy. It was conducted by the nonpartisan George Washington University's Milken Institute School of Public Health.
Notice how they were very specific about nonpartisan.
Yeah. There's been no evidence to indicate that partisan politics has played a role in the calculation of the death tally, and George Washington University released a statement Thursday that said it stands by its work. Okay.
Effectively,
Milking.
I think we could sum this up real quick. Trump did a stupid, and people are rightfully calling him out for it, and CNN is happy to have something that they're not going to lie about.
Sounds about it.
Or spin. I should be more accurate. Spin.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, spinning isn't lying, man. Jeez. um.
Milken Institute, Y2K and W.
Yeah. Trump did a legitimate stupid. CNN doesn't have to spin for once. But man, did they draw that out. It's a long article.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so
we skipped
should
through
we
a
move
lot
on
of
to the
that,
one
but we skipped through a
yeah,
lot of that. But if you actually want to read through it, the link should be in the description if Jables does his job, right?
Yeah, I'll be putting that in. I'll be putting that in after the show. It's posted. Yeah, just swoop back in here and read it later. Watch a show, don't read an article.
All right. Now to our third article.
Which is the main reason why, one of the main reasons why we have Bar on. Are you ready for this one, Bar?
I'm not here to talk about Puerto Rico.
No. You know, at first you were, because I got Puerto Rico and Portugal mixed up for a minute, but
Devil keeps making the joke because I'm Puerto Rican. So
You're not?
no, Rimshee. As you guys are finding out for the second time, I am not American.
Or for the third, or the fourth,
that
or
was
the
the funniest
100th.
shit.
That was funny as hell.
I want to talk about that before we get into this.
Slow sinking shock. Okay.
What's funny is because you've been on the midweek before, and you talked to them about like all the wine making on the island you live on, and like.
Yes, but did he specify what island it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Like, I just think like they really didn't give a shit. Didn't listen.
Yeah.
Or they were just really blotted and couldn't retain any of it.
That's a definite possibility.
Yeah.
If we're honest.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think they'll remember now. They were really surprised by it.
I mean, if they forget, it's gonna. If they forget, it's just gonna get funny.
Yeah.
That would really bother Jeff as he
don't remember shit.
Like, but I've talked to you so many times. How can I never notice?
Yeah. Oh man. So, Bar, how are you feeling about that sweet internet connection you got going right now? Your ability to talk to us, your ability to share memes.
Being an outlaw is sexy. You know, while the police doesn't kick my door in, I might as well enjoy it.
For everybody in the audience that doesn't know, the EU just passed Article 13. Which means no memes. No memes.
The memes are dead. Long live the memes.
Yeah, I am now a meme refugee. Humble Discord, having to live to the charity.
Get a VPN.
I'm a fellow Saints fan.
There were talks that a VPN might not even work. I was doing a lot of looking into it. Because it's not about like fooling your ISP or anything. It's a weird thing. Yeah. So the European Parliament has voted in favor of the Copyright Directive, a controversial piece of legislation intended to update online copyright laws for the internet age, voted on by a bunch of boomers who don't use the fucking internet. The directive was originally rejected by MEPs in July following criticism of two key provisions. Articles 11 and 13, dubbed the link tax and upload filter by critics. However, in Parliament this morning, an updated version of the directive was approved along with amended version of Articles 11 and 13. Final vote was 438 in favor, 226 against. Ooh, ouch. Cool. This is The Verge. Do you think those are Do you think those are popping up because we read that Apple article earlier?
No, surely not.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Oh.
God damn it! What the hell? I just realized I'm
Wait.
muted.
have I just been talking to myself?
No, you've been.
Bar?
So just if you look at the right side of the screen, it's all shit stuff about Apple phones. It's kind of coincidental.
Yeah, that's fun. Maybe we'll dip into one of those. Oh yeah, that's something I forgot about too. Like Article 11, the link tax. Have you looked into that at all?
The what article? The link tax article?
Or Article 11. Article 11 and 13. Those were things that were voted on.
Yeah, I didn't look too much into it. There's not much I can do personally. I can help spread the word, which is what we're doing now, but that's about the most I can do as an American. You know, beyond boots on the ground defense of Europe again. D-Day 2.0!
It's time for a meme revolution! Initiate Order 1776!
The North will rise again!
I wonder if we actually are going to get some meme refugees.
Well, Bar's moving here.
Oh, yeah?
Looking likely, dude. I mean, give it a couple of years, and don't be surprised.
Cool.
Yeah, I said.
Article...
Go ahead.
Anyways, Article 11 is actually... So the link tax, they'll be taxing websites like Twitter or Google for posting links to articles and having partial bits of the article in there. You know how, like, when you post an article on Twitter or something, it, like, autofills and shows, like, a main image and the headline and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to tax these companies a ridiculous amount for every time that happens.
Huh.
And it's been tried in 2 places in Europe. It's been tried in Germany.
Yeah,
they ended up giving the news companies up. They gave Google, because like Google News, where it compiles a bunch of news stories and stuff. Every single article, they would have been taxed for every single article under that Google News tab. So they gave Google a pass. So Google has a pass on that. But they also did it in Spain. Spain didn't give Google a pass on that. And so Google just doesn't have that news tab if you're in Spain. Yep. So, yeah. Makes it a lot more difficult to get your news.
Yeah, that's how I
just thought
get.
That was interesting.
Sometimes that's how I find the most interesting news. Just go into the Google News tab. At least stuff I find interesting.
Well, yeah, because Google also caters the news to you.
Yep.
Alright, link tax, upload filter by critics. However, in Parliament this morning, an updated version of the directive was approved, along with amended versions of Articles 11 and 13. The final vote... The fallout from this decision will be far-reaching and take a long time to settle. The directive itself still faces a final vote in January 2019, although experts say it's unlikely it will be rejected. After that, it will need to be implemented by individual EU member states who could very well vary significantly in how they choose to interpret the directive's text.
That is a certainty. This happens with a lot of EU legislation.
Just wait till Führer Merkel gets her hands on that.
Oh no, Germany's gonna hit people hard.
Oh, Germany's not. No, Germany's not gonna hit people hard. Germany's gonna annihilate them.
We know what they do as is, so that kind of behavior is not gonna. It's just gonna get legitimized now because they can go, oh, it's the law now, literally.
I mean, they've got what 100 years history of trying to take over Europe. Oh, you say that the Second World War is done? Well, yeah, but I never said that this time they're doing it violently.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, just I'll speak for Portugal anyway. I don't see that having too much of an effect here, honestly.
Why not?
We barely enforce piracy laws as is, let alone go after people for memes.
Yeah, but the issue is,
but the principle of the thing still maintains itself, obviously.
Well, they're setting up an algorithm for everything that's uploaded to the internet from the EU, and it's going to filter through everything to check for copyrighted material.
That's a lot of data.
No more Robbie Rotten memes. Yeah, YouTube does it.
It tries to. We've seen how successful it is.
Oh no, it catches every single copyright song. Things get content ID'd all the time. Yeah.
Not all. There's a lot of things filtering through, but
hashtag.
Yeah, not all. But we've been dinged. Like when we used to use copyrighted music for intro songs and whatnot. If we ever get to a point where we'll be monetized, which I highly doubt that's going to happen, but if we ever do get there, those videos are all going to be, if they have any advertisements at all, it's going to be those music companies getting all the money from those advertisements. So, and those were copyright ID'd like as soon as we finished the stream. Copyright ID done. Yeah. So, and I mean, that means no more Robbie Rotten memes, no more SpongeBob memes.
At least not in Europe.
You guys are going to be sending USB drives by carrier pigeon.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll send up blimps full of high weapons grade memes across the Atlantic, just like the Japanese
did. We're going to be
across
organizing the
Pacific.
resistance again.
Hey, I'm bringing up Mecha in the pre-show.
We'll do the whole thing that we did in World War II, where we dropped a bunch of pamphlets and anti-propaganda shit, and we'll just dump it all over Europe. But it's just going to be USB drives. Or printed out memes. Oh, that'd be hilarious, actually. Just a bunch of printed out memes.
Honestly, you'll probably see some waves being done by the European hacktivists over this.
Oh, yeah.
And some interesting acts of subversion, but we'll see.
Well, I was watching Count Dankula's video on this whole thing, because he was actually there for the whole voting. He gave a speech and all that. And he was saying that all of the amendments, including one that allowed all the nations within the EU to decide whether or not this is going to be enforced, and they're actually going to do the filter, was denied. So it's just an EU-wide thing. Individual countries can't really decide if they want to actually do this or not.
Oh, the laws passing through the enforcement of said law is going to be different. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know just because the law gets passed doesn't mean, it gets enforced properly. If at all in
Well,
some
no,
cases.
since it's running through an actual algorithm, what it's going to do is everything that's content ID will just not be able to be uploaded. You can contest it, but I mean, other than that, kind of fucked. I'm saying goodbye now. This is actually Bar's goodbye stream. Well,
Aw.
we'll never see him again.
Not yet. They still have
Yeah,
to
it's
vote
good.
to accept Article 13. This is
Oh,
just
no,
the
come on.
amendments
I'm not
phase.
even that much of a meme poster. I'm more of a shit talker. So I'm already
Yeah.
ahead of the curve. I've been training for this day.
Oh, maybe we should have Double King on, sit by to him.
Yeah, he's more of the memer. Oh, Devil's just done.
Yeah. Yeah, Devil and Dapper, they're both done.
Mm. Well, they're gonna have to start producing a lot of original content memes.
Drawing shit up in MS Paint.
Oh, taking their own photographs. Hey, who knows? This might actually be like a creative search for Europe's memes.
Whose
Maybe.
meme is it anyway?
Exactly. That's the new game.
Ooh.
Yeah, alright, do I really need to read the article? I think we're talking enough about it.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Count. Oh, also, guys, check out Count Dankula's video because it's pretty fucking funny. There's one point when he's just like drunk in his hotel room, and he's like, "What the fuck am I doing here? I gave a speech to EU Parliament. What the fuck is a guy like me doing here? I just made a shit post. That's all I did, and now I'm talking to EU Parliament."
We're living in very interesting times.
To say the least.
Yeah, I mean, Sargon was there too. Sargon just wanted to play video games. And Count Dankula just wanted to shitpost, and now they're making speeches at the EU.
Exactly.
Like,
meanwhile, everyone who actually wanted to be a quote-unquote activist
yeah.
is just being left in the wayside and not being half as relevant as these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're not doing it for the actually good reasons, you won't really matter.
Yeah, I've been getting into arguments with a bunch of people at the bar about the whole Count Dankula thing. But it's but it's like they're like, but it's the law in Scotland. And then my response is, well, it's a bad law. Yeah, okay, I guess. Like, nobody seems to care about this shit. Because it doesn't affect them.
Yeah. I'm a freedom-loving American, and I live in California.
Mm.
Get out. Get out while you can.
Well, actually, this show is by far much larger than the rest of us. But oh shit, where is it? The Gun Collective, TGC, put out a video today with one of the owners of a firearms company. I'm trying to find it in my. Oh, here it is. The YHM firearms company. He had a brief interview with them, and they talked about why YHM is still in anti-gun Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's Massachusetts and it sucks. pretty much, if you pull every single firearm supporter out of a leftist, well, I say leftist, but anti-firearm stronghold, you basically concede the point to them.
Wait, say that again.
If you were, let's take California for example. If you pull every gun owner, every Second Amendment supporter out of California, there's nothing but anti-gun individuals left. There's no one to fight the laws that are unconstitutional. There's no way to challenge it and try and protect freedoms for everyone. At which point, that means that anyone born into the state has to endure those laws for the duration of the time they're there. On top of that, what if someone has to move there for work or for something along those lines? At that, if they're a Second Amendment supporter, they're vastly outnumbered and have no resources to back them up. It's one of the big reasons why I am on the fence about moving out. I am a staunch Second Amendment supporter, but at the same time, I want to see California get better.
Oh, they got Greg's.
Yeah, but I don't want to leave Briggs alone.
Yeah.
I mean, he can only suck so many dicks.
But my God, he's gonna try suck everyone he can.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Oh man. So. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I can't say I disagree with that. But also, you have to keep in mind, California will collapse without the gun owners there because they're sort of like the balance that's keeping the state held together.
No, there is no balance. Let's be honest. Look at the stuff that the state has passed. If you remember that article that we read a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months, I forget, about how California is basically the movie Elysium.
Yeah, that was a good comparison, dude.
Yeah.
It was as a local resident of California, I can confirm it's not far off of the truth. If it's at all off.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, make California great again, I guess. What do you think about doing about it? Or are you just gonna do it with a vote? You gonna run for office?
No, I'm not the kind of person who wants the limelight. As I say, sitting on a podcast.
I think Greg should run for office.
I'd vote for him.
He's gay, so he gets that support.
But
he's also pro-gun, so he gets that support.
I would totally vote for Griggs, as long as his campaign slogan was "We'll suck 'em all."
No, listen here.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Did it.
All right, Pink Panther.
Okay. Man, Sylvan Barr had a little bit more insight on his concerns about this whole thing. I was banking on it.
I'm not as don't keep up with the politics as much as I used to.
No,
you get up in years and you stop giving a fuck. More, you just worry about dodging the Reaper, getting your bills paid, make sure you had some fun before you clock out.
Yeah, but if you're not allowed on the internet, how are you gonna have so much fun?
I'm still gonna be allowed on the internet, dude. Like I told you, individual.
Yeah, he shit posts through his mouth.
Yeah. Well, no, because that's the big concern is that they're starting here, and then eventually they're gonna
The
do
slippery
a
slide
freedom of
thing.
speech thing. Yeah. Which
It's
is not
this.
always the fallacy for you philosophy talkers.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
by
the
the time,
sliding slope fallacy, but it's not necessarily a fallacy.
Yeah. But it's just it's a very nihilistic way to look at things a lot of times. But other than that, there's some truth to it.
Yeah.
That's how China got all their blocks. You know, started slowly. Take away a little bit of this, people get used to it. Take away a little bit of that, people get used to it. Take more and more and more away. It's amazing what can be done through governments if you just do things like a little bit at a time.
Yeah. It's called the slow creep.
Yeah.
Hey, if it gets that bad, it's time to become an American.
What if you're not able to become an American at that point, man? What if you're not allowed to leave the country at that point, man?
You can come join us and we'll teach you how to shoot and we'll properly arm you for the upcoming meme war. The fight for Europe.
Yeah.
World War meme.
That's another thing that's been going around. A bunch of like British YouTubers and personalities is now that they have a really good argument for Brexit.
It's all about the stupidity of Parliament. You just gotta maintain that stupidity, and you can get a lot accomplished as a revolutionary.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, like I said, the revolution will not be televised. Apparently, it won't also be uploaded either.
Do you think if a protest breaks out, they're just gonna have picket signs with rare pepes?
Probably not.
We're gonna find out, won't we?
Yeah, they just have a bunch of memes on big old picket signs. Oh, I think that'd be funny shit.
Honestly, like, it's hard to predict the future. You know, this whole thing is gonna unfold, like, jokes aside. Is there an issue with the, well, there's a reason the Americans refer to Europe as the old world.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to cling to societal structures for far longer. And the last developments in the last couple of decades have been getting faster and faster. The way information is spread, acquired, who people trust in terms of like listening to media, and how their opinions form. And yeah, that upsets a lot of people. Not just the media themselves as an industry and their profits, but just even governments in the way they've always filtered people's perceptions of world events. Now that's not gonna work out as it used to. And part of it is like they stubbornly trying to keep a hold on it and try to just put the the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah,
and calling it something else.
Yeah.
And they might, staunch the tide for a little while, but those days are kind of numbered.
Yeah, that's
You just
definitely
can't go
not
back
false.
to it. Comes down to this, I feel.
We just gotta. I mean, let's be honest. At this point, it almost seems like a global battle for everyone to be liberated or subjugated. And
Yeah, the
you
world
gotta
has
pick your
gotten a
side.
lot smaller in a way. And yeah, it's gone beyond borders. Which is again like they're still thinking like locally and how to implement this, how to cordon it off, how to raise walls and restrictions. But it doesn't matter if you just do it in one place because now everyone's connecting globally. Like again, I've said it like countless times. You just look at a place like our server, and you got people from all over the world coming together and sharing their opinions and their visions and information, and getting a whole new view of things that isn't handed down to us,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
which they don't have control over. Yeah, that scares a lot of people in power because
Yeah. Well,
they're
that's
only
in our
now
culture.
realizing, kind of late, really, how much things are getting out of their slip. I mean, but
Yeah. Well,
it is
that's
what
the
it
internet
is.
culture, the sharing of ideas. I mean, being able to do it on such a large scale, not just within your own local communities.
I mean, we're talking about millions of people.
Yeah.
Connected like never before. Most of the time, just for stupid shit, but
Mm-hmm.
but occasionally some really brilliant stuff also comes out of it.
Oh yeah. Look at how many people have become professional speakers just based off the internet, just because they were able to get their voice out there to a large audience.
Sargon's a
There's
prime example.
there's artists who get like their livelihood expanded because of a global audience. Be they, performers, writers, visual artists. Dude, it's just insane. No one
Musicians.
that's benefited from this is going to stand for it getting all taken away.
Mm-hmm.
There is no rolling back. What it was.
Yeah, we're going to see some massive changes in the next 10 years, I think. Partially because of people are getting tired of a lot of people that are in. People are getting tired of a lot of people that are in government and in places of power that. Uh, no, we're not. Anyways,
Yeah.
so they're getting tired of older people in parliament and in places of power that don't understand the internet and they're making laws about it.
Yeah.
So younger and younger people are going to constantly be voted in. And
Well, yeah, dude. If you're not tech savvy at this point, you might as well be illiterate.
well, Joe Rogan had a governor from Hawaii on his podcast, and she was talking about how there's governors and Senate members that are old that brag about either not having a cell phone or just having a flip phone. And so they don't understand internet culture. And we saw a big thing about that when Mark Zuckerberg was talking to
Oh yeah,
Congress.
just the kind of
They
look of
just
shock
don't
as he had to explain stuff to them. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They
some
were
of the
asking
questions
really
that got,
stupid
yeah,
questions.
yeah, it was cringy. And I mean,
Like, can you compile the data of all the users that are on your platform?
oh god, have they any idea? No.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah,
Mm.
they're on the platform.
I mean,
That's
again, like
right.
it's a whole other world that these people just can't seem to fathom, and we're just scratching the surface of this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, more and more you see like the idea that we have like the physical world and the virtual world, and how they play off of each other
Ready
in good
Player
and
One.
bad ways.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Well,
even go so far. I mean, for the fact that yeah, it used to be like you did your day's work, right? Physical location, you get paid with cash, which you'd spend in a physical store near your house or whatever for goods you wanted to buy. These days, think about it. You can work remotely for a company who could be like me, for example, right? Everyone knows that I'm a freelance artist and I work for a Canadian studio, although I live in Portugal. I get paid over the internet, which I can then use
yeah.
that money to order any amount of products from a bunch of vendors that are nowhere near close to me, or services, right? Like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
donating to the Saints, they can have a beer on me, right?
Mhm.
Like, those things are real. They're not tangible, they're not close to you, but they certainly affect your life, like anything else would.
Yeah,
And
I'd
it's
probably
like,
put a bit
yeah,
more
it's
money
like
towards the
you have
Saints.
this like invisible, intangible world that's overlaid with your real one and affects it, and more they're fusing.
Yeah,
There's these people
I
who
have
are
some
kind of
girl.
like outside of this that can't see it, and probably, even though they're like indirectly kind of benefiting from it sometimes, still going, oh, we don't really need this. Oh, this doesn't have to be like this, or they're just
Well,
deceiving themselves. It's like saying, oh, we could go back to living without electricity. You might as well be saying this at this point.
well, remember like I think the internet is leaking out into the real world a little too quickly, because remember like a month ago I posted some screenshots of a post my buddy made about, and he was being trolled by a 4chan user in real life.
Yeah,
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 and he was freaking out about it. I talked to him about it, and he's like, "Motherfucker, I fell
yeah.
for it." Okay.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like culture, which is again, it's one of those abstract notions, is getting shaped by the internet
Mm-hmm.
and build it upon its in language, dude. Like at the speed it's been unheard of in terms of
Yeah.
development.
That's why there's the term internet culture.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
which is perfectly valid, and I think
yeah.
it's like actually going to accelerate more instead of slowing down. I mean,
Well, I think there's a thread of people constantly being put into echo chambers, segregating themselves from each other based on certain sites that they use, depending on where they're
yeah, that
getting
is that
banned
is a
from.
problem because the freedom of choice that online use gives you means you only see what you want to see and hang out with who you want, consume the media that you want only. You want. If you have that propensity for closed-mindedness, that's what you're gonna be
Cemented.
drawn to. Yeah, it's gonna cement. Thank you, Rimshee. But otherwise, you also have like, but then you have communities like our own who are actually like, as much as the term's gonna become a filthy war, like diverse in the
Yeah,
ways that matter in terms of diversity of thought, where you're exposed to all sorts of perspectives, and then you have
yeah,
like legit conversations about things, which like inform and reshape how you think and how you view things. And I think that makes you grow. And I'd like to think that the tendency will be that we will be no worse or better off than we were in that aspect. We're gonna stay the course.
well, that's one thing that's the beauty of the internet is that you're able to hide behind an avatar,
Hmm.
so nobody knows if you're black, white, brown, Asian,
No
or
need
if
your
you're a
ideas
guy or a
transferred.
girl or anything like that.
A black
Um,
lesbian.
Hmm.
yeah, a black transgender disabled lesbian. You know, nobody knows you're
Yeah,
a
I mean,
dog on
first
the
time I
internet.
talked to Rimshee, that's what I thought first, like black lesbian.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am a black lesbian.
Well,
Does
he's a
does
black
Rimshee know?
he's a black transgendered disabled lesbian midget.
Gotcha.
That's
No, no, no. I'm not. I'm not. I'm trans height.
Trans height. Oh. Well, I'm trans financial. I identify as a millionaire.
I'm trans height. I
Yeah.
identify as 6'8".
And I'd like you to help me economically transition, please. So I could live
uh,
according to the financial status that I should have been born with. And
yeah, yeah. That sounds good. Maybe we should open up a Streamlabs. Uh, mm, yeah, yeah. So one thing I've been working on lately, is I've been working on like a little pamphlet for non-internet users to understand when they're being trolled in real life.
Good luck.
I don't know, dude. That's coming from you. That sounds like it's gonna devolve into trolling itself.
A little bit. Here's the problem with the pamphlet. I would have to physically give it to them because if I post it on the internet, it's done. It's useless.
Yeah.
As soon as it gets posted on the internet and shared once, like it's done. It's totally useless. I'd have to print out like physical pamphlets and just start handing them out to people that are getting pissed off at people on the internet and explain to them why they're wrong because they're probably just being fucked with. Because, as we all know, the vast majority of the internet runs on Principia Discordia. That whole philosophy. Yeah. If you can fuck with people, you must fuck with people. Yeah. Maybe I should just recommend people read through that whole philosophy. Maybe they'll get it.
I don't know, like, dude, like, we're gonna have a couple of casualties. Progress. No wrong. It pains us when it's like our parents and our close friends sometimes.
I have some friends that they'll text me and they're like, "Am I being fucked with right now?"
So that's why you want me to move up there. So you have someone else to send them to.
Yeah. Well, not to vent about the boomer mentality of everybody that's around here. Yeah. I mean, God, my mom understands the internet better than a lot of people around here.
Yeah, and she just said, "Good thing the postal service is still a thing."
Yeah, she's still in the chat.
This is your mom.
Okay. Yeah, Believer 46. That's my mama.
We're so sorry, Believer.
No, mom, I can't do an ebook because it's on the internet.
No, but if you put it on Amazon, then normie culture understands Amazon.
Yeah, but so does troll culture, and people and trolls troll through Amazon all the fucking time to find the weirdest shit. So I mean,
that would get the word out better.
Yeah, no. The problem is, it's how to get normies to realize when they're being trolled. So if any troll gets a hold of it, then it's done. It's totally.
But it's also the paradox that the moment the normie's clued in, doesn't he cease to be a normie?
That is a paradox. No, because troll tactics will change. That's the whole thing.
No, but once he gets the hang of internet culture, how is he? He's no longer a normie.
Cynic. How do I download this book to hardcover?
You mean print it?
Yeah, print it. You might be able to find a book binder somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, doesn't Amazon actually offer you the option for any book that you're buying?
And I like your mom's rebuttal. Don't be a defeatist. With that thought, no matter what, a troll will buy it from you and use it.
Yeah, if I sell it, I'm gonna sell it. I want this to be a charity thing because I feel bad for these people. Like, I feel real bad.
Oh my god! Start an NPO. Jables.
A non-profit organization.
No, non-partisan.
For the info excluded.
Internet rules for life.
There have been way stupider ideas turned into NPOs.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I don't know, man. You might be onto something.
Maybe.
Wait, I'll go through starting that religion that I was talking about so long ago.
Oh God.
No.
The anti-theist wants to start a religion.
A religion.
Yes. And the anti-theist wants to start a religion.
And then you get yourself also. Then you said, oh, my god.
No.
See, believer,
Yeah.
this is a good example of trolling. Right here.
Yeah. Come on, Mom. Well, no, I talked to her about it. I talked to her about starting it before. My initial thought was just to get tax-free booze.
Scientologists have a god.
Your mom approves.
Kinda.
Lots of boomers are becoming elderly. Start the NPO.
Wait, is Xenu the Scientologist god or their devil? I can't remember.
I have no idea, dude.
I think it's both. For some reason, I think it's both. Jeez,
You
Mom.
may not start a religion, Jables Bugden.
I'm an adult. I'll do what I want.
Not while you live under this roof.
It's not a phase.
Entire state. Yeah. I don't live under a roof. I live across the state. Can't stop me, Mom.
You're living under the roof of the internet.
I love the internet.
Oh my god.
It's a beautiful, magical place.
It is.
Christmas, birthdays, family reunions. It's so expensive to go over there and buy gifts. Guess I'm just not leaving Seattle anymore, Mom, because I'm starting this religion now.
Could you just go baby steps? Just start the NPO first.
That's a good question for you, Jables. Ants K asks, why is your mom not on the show?
Because, well, I know she could be. Yeah, we've talked about having her on the show before.
Yeah. Wasn't it going to be a discussion between her and Sire? I'm still down for that. That sounds like a fun thing to listen to.
Oh, that became a meme unto itself. The list of things that Sire has to do.
Yeah.
Just keep adding to that.
Yeah, my mom's going to be on here sometime. It's just all scheduling between, like, Sire and my mom and everything to get them on at the same time, where she can come on pretty much anytime she wants, honestly.
Yeah, Sire's got a lot of stuff to deal with as of late, so.
Yeah, and my mom has scheduling issues, and
also,
she doesn't feel fully comfortable being on a stream unless it's something that she like really wants to talk about. So,
obviously, people should do this. Jabalism.
It's not Jabalism, it's drugism.
Oh, come on.
No.
You guys can do better than that. Jesus.
Yeah, come on.
Both those are too weak, you're right.
Yeah. What was I gonna call? Oh, I was gonna call my religion alcoholism.
It's boogalanity.
No, Jables. Alcoholism is the sacrament in your religion.
Yeah, it was.
That's how you...
I literally was
commune.
Tax-free booze. I'm not joking.
Jablamity.
Alcohol is a holy sacrament, and
Just find a way.
We actually evolved so that we could create alcohol to improve our spirits, and so it became a holy sacrament. We hot planted a holy plant as well as the cannabis plant because it's the cousin of the pot plant.
So
the hot plant, I mean.
This just sounds like a calamity, so let's mash that up with your name and call it Jalamity.
Jablamity sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes, blowing shit up is part of the sacred rituals.
Pretty much. Hey, you gotta get guns in there somehow. So if people criticize your Second Amendment, you can always go, it's also my religion, so.
I think I did put a part in that.
You gotta cover your bases, man.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's already Christian churches that use the AR-15 as a holy symbol. Why the fuck not?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
And you're the anti-theist here. Okay, I'm gonna look this up.
I'm not fully anti-theist. That's an obscure thing, though. So, like,
It's the first time I'm hearing about it. You know, actually, I think that's
yeah.
where the Catholic Church kind of fucked up when they abolished the militant orders. See, everybody likes Buddhism and the Shaolin monks. You know, that's the whole thing. Catholicism should
Yeah,
still have,
because
like, a couple of. You should also have, like, their monastic orders. It's still kick ass.
well,
That'd be good for PR.
Buddhism is a bit more of a philosophy, and not like you can be an atheist and be a
No,
Buddhist.
it is, but dude, you got to remember, it's and especially still in some countries, it is still just as violent, as fundamental as any other religion.
Yeah,
People
that's
have
something that
been
a lot
giving
of
it a huge pass here in the West. The whole buffet Buddhism thing, like take and pick what you want and be as informal as you want. But like, you look at countries like Myanmar, there's still like a majority Buddhist population that are massacring the Muslims there. Or
yeah.
even
Don't they get
the
fights
shit that
with
was
the Taoists?
happening in Tibet before the Chinese occupied it.
Yeah.
There was like Buddhism has a bloody history behind it too. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm a little off. They don't. The AR-15 isn't a holy symbol per se,
That's what I thought.
but they had an AR-15 blessing ceremony, and holy crap! Look at the. I've got to pull up this image. Hold on a
Please
second.
do.
Now, the real
That
question,
sounds really
Rimshee,
interesting.
is a blessed AR California legal? Because it becomes even more devastating in firepower.
Let's see if that's actually showing up.
I'm going to use my firepower to send you to the fires of hell.
Exactly. Oh my god, that is. That's. Wow. Wow. It's even cringier than what I imagined. Nope, folks, nothing culty going on here.
Wait, I'm not seeing what it is. What?
It's on the stream.
Okay.
Here, I'll post it in the group chat. Because this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Sweet. Praise be
Officer,
unto
these
the
aren't
AR.
hollow point. They're just cross. Blessed ammunitions with the Holy Cross.
Oh, and here's another one.
Oh, jeez. I don't even want to know.
Oh. I could just see one of these guys with a car bumper sticker saying, Jesus is my spotter.
You didn't know about this stuff, Jables, really?
No, I didn't know about this.
Like, I'll be honest, I find these
may
people
have heard
crazy.
about it, but yeah, I think I may have heard about it and just sort of dismissed it as like some. Yeah, they're probably just doing things selling libs.
No, Y2K, it's not the gun that's high caliber. It's a ceremony that's high caliber.
Yeah, they have a high caliber of belief, so to say.
Mm-hmm. Clearly. I mean, next time people like show you an image of a bunch of Muslim people carrying AKs and firing them up in the air, you can always scan through with this.
Yeah, well, I'd counter with this chick that has a gold-plated AR.
Look, her husband is a Mexican businessman. That's the kind of AR he carries. Don't judge.
Judge all I want. I'm an American.
America! Fuck yeah!
No, you may want to judge from behind cover. All I'm saying.
Around, save the motherfucking day here. Oh, jeez. So I forget the new schedule. Is it 6 or 6:30?
It's 6:30.
Right.
I was looking earlier.
Yeah.
I was making sure that we weren't coming close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're set for roughly a half hour from now.
Okay.
Oh, No, believe it, those are just gold-plated, not actual solid gold.
Oh, of course they're not solid
Yeah.
gold. That
That's
wouldn't
just-
fire
Yeah,
well.
Mom, they're just plated. They're not solid gold, just gold.
That would make that AR extremely expensive.
Yeah, that barrel alone would have to be gold plated. The bolt carrier group would have to be gold plated if it was to be gold. Chances are it's not going to be. The barrel
Okay.
extension, if you're gonna make it gold, would have to be gold plated. You could
Yeah.
probably
It might
get
just
away
be
with
like
the
a
lower
really-
receiver being gold, but it would wear out after very little use, given how soft gold is as a metal.
Yeah.
But
Well, it
that
could just be ceremonial.
that upper receiver. What's the point in making a fire? Wait, what am I talking about? Silent
Yeah.
fucking drill team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start to try and refute it, and all of a sudden I'm reminded, no, there are pansies who twirl guns all day.
Yeah.
I say pansies, but they're just good at drill. They're very disciplined. I don't know how well they shoot, but they
Don't
IP their
drop their
clothes
guns.
and they. Yeah,
I don't know I don't know the whole thing about twirling guns around. Just make.
Well,
Not my
Neil
speed.
deGrasse Tyson has his theory about it is that you're never supposed to drop your gun, so you do things like that to prevent you from dropping it. He flips his phone around all the time and shit because of that.
Well, I don't know. There has to be more practical ways.
they,
As much as we laugh at it, I am actually like not gonna call it a martial art because it gets tacky. But
It's a very
I am
disciplined
surprised it's not
dance.
like codified fighting for as long as human beings have been shooting guns in warfare and whatnot. There's not a more codified like weapons fighting system.
Well, if you go back a few episodes on this channel, there's that excellent segment we did on gun fu.
I have to rewatch that then. But yeah, like you said it like that sounds cringy, but you know what I mean. The fact that
Well,
you have to,
here's the thing: when it comes to firearms,
Mm.
specifically silent drill, as it's called, it's just a very coordinated dance. That's really what you could boil it down to, because you're not fighting. You have to have a high degree of discipline and self-control, and you have to have a high degree of coordination.
Okay,
That sounds a
we
lot
look
like
at
dancing to me.
Like the martial predecessor to firearms would have been archery, and archery is like a legit martial art in its own right. Although it survived mostly in its sport and its sport form being like competition and hunting.
Well, next time you hear of
But they used to be like
next time you hear a confirmed KIA using a bow and arrow, let me know. I'll find that quite interesting.
This is
And
why
I
I'm
mean
saying
in
sport.
combat.
It used to be combat, dude. Like last time officially, World War II by Jack Churchill. He put a long bow arrow to a German soldier.
Oh yeah, no,
Apart from that-
I know that one, but that's Jack
but
Churchill.
what I'm saying, like
That's
like
the
I said, like,
exception to any rule.
Yeah, it used to be like a combat form that shifted into sporting use. But the point being, it used to be like there wasn't a whole system about how to draw, how to fire, when to fire.
Well,
and a lot of complexities in it. So yeah, I mean, at some point you're gonna have to actually seriously consider what to call the methods of fighting with a weapon and all that. Some principles I think apply. The idea that you practice regularly, you drill every aspect of it as much as you can, as realistic as you can. I mean, you have like forms of competition that kind of approach that. You're starting to see now. Like the whole tree gun drills and the fact that they've included like physical exertion as part of it to simulate stress.
Fun fact. bow hunting is gaining popularity in areas that have a high bear population. Because the bears are learning that if a gunshot goes off, that means an animal was probably just taken down and dead, and they can just grab it. So they hear it as like a dinner bell.
Oh, actually, Rimshee,
Yeah.
would crossbows count in terms of archery kills for combat?
No, when you're talking like a full-on combat style, bows and arrows had a full-on combat style, whereas the crossbow just required a lot more strength.
Kind of. Yeah, but that could be like a whole. That's
Yeah,
a
no,
rabbit hole we could see for someone.
Crossbows
No,
are
it's just
still somewhat used. I mean, they're so
sentry
interesting. They're
removal and
even
whatnot.
used in frickin' video games as a weapon. So I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't include crossbows because they're just precursors to guns.
Yeah, they're almost the direct precursor to the black powder musket.
Yeah,
you could say.
I mean, the whole point was like training a bowman took decades.
Yeah.
A very demanding skill, and then like training crossbowmen was easier. Then rifleman was even easier.
Oh yeah. No, I'm a
Not to say
firearms
there's
enthusiast.
not a lot of skill behind it, which there is.
I'm a firearms enthusiast, and I'll agree that it's probably one of the easiest methods of combat to pick up. But that does not mean that you don't need training.
A lot of it, yeah.
To put it into perspective, Marine Corps infantry training for combat is 2.5 months long.
Which is only seems short in comparison to other combat skill sets, really.
Well, here's the thing. That's 2.5 months just to get to a baseline where they will let you go out into the fleet and be a member of a unit. Once you're at that unit, you're spending a lot of time training on top of that.
So we could go more like with the chess approach of easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah, it's easy to learn, hard to master. It's basically that 2.5 months is just teaching you the basics in such a way that they stick with you. Meanwhile, Marine combat training, which is the POG, we'll go with POG, personnel other than grunt, equivalent of the infantry training, is just simply a month long, and it's literally giving you the basic of basics. You learn, you throw one grenade, and you throw like 3 practice grenades or something like that. You shoot a 240 Bravo. You practice with a AT4 practice thing, which shoots a 9mm round with a tracer on it. Yeah, it's not. It takes a lot to get used to combat, but
gotcha.
Yeah.
No, actual combat, like the principle has to be like one thing shooting. It's like we could take a guy and you show him like the principles of boxing.
Yeah, learning how to
fairly
shoot.
Short order, yeah, like a jab across, etc. You put him against a heavy bag, that's cool. But that really means nothing until you actually put him alongside someone.
Yeah, learning how to shoot. Learning how to shoot is easy. Learning how to fight with a firearm is not.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine so.
Keanu Reeves can do it.
Yeah, well, that's Keanu Reeves. If anyone says anything negative about him, he can fight me, or she can fight me.
Yeah.
Bare knuckle brawls, Ripscallion.
Don't diss the Keanu. And with that being said, we're going to close out the show.
Yeah.
Be sure to tune into the YouTube Saints starting about 20 minutes over on that channel. Link is in the description. We've been your Lesser Saints of Discord. I've been Jables. This is Rimshee Bar. It's been a fun night.
Have a good night, everyone.
I love you.
Good night.